Hi, and welcome back. This is Lisa with Yogi Hollow Farm, and today we are excited to let you guys know we are participating in Crocktober 23. And what's really cool about this collaboration is it's hosted by Jeni at Jeni'S Kitchen and Tony over at Kettle Kitchen, and we thank them both for inviting us to be a part of this wonderful collaboration. We are a 2-acre farm in the Black Hills of South Dakota. It is currently very cold here today, and we've actually had some snow, and we're waiting on a little more. There will be a live on November 2nd, so stay tuned for that, and everything will be in the description box down below, so don't worry about a thing, but check out all the videos because there are videos being posted every day in October. So make sure you're leaving heartfelt comments and so on. One other quick thing about our channel, if you're new here, is that we are a 2-acre farm, as I mentioned, and we raise our own meat except for beef, which we get locally. And we have gardens, soap making, thrifty DIY, efficient use of space, all that stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, come join us. Today, we are making braised short ribs in the crock pot. Let's get going, shall we? So here is all that you will need. 4 pounds or about 8 short ribs. These are beef short ribs that come with our locally purchased beef, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. However, I substituted for 1 clove of garlic. A sprig of rosemary. I'm using rosemary leaves from the spice section, and 3 cups of beef broth, a teaspoon of salt and pepper, and 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to take the Worcestershire sauce, the beef broth, the garlic, and the onion powder and pour it in the crock pot. And I'm just going to give this a mix, and then we're going to sear the short ribs. So there are my short ribs, and I have coated them in the salt and pepper mixture. And now I'm going to get the pan good and hot, and I'm going to sear them on each side for 1 minute. And apparently the beef short ribs smell so good already that I have Diesel laying on the floor, just waiting for something to fall. I have the first batch seared. I'm going to put that in the crock pot and sear the rest. I actually have about 7 short ribs. Do the second batch. And you can see these are really good size, delicious, beautiful short ribs. There is nothing like local beef. We get ours, it is grass-fed, grain finished, which we love. Second batch is finished. I'm gonna put this in here. Gonna do some shuffling around. Sorry for the traffic, I had to open up my window. Gonna do some shuffling around to make sure my big ones are on the bottom. Oops. Because I want those in the juice the longest. Of course, it will add more juice to it as it cooks. I will also come over here during the day to make sure that there's enough liquid in here. I won't keep opening it, but if I feel like I need to shift things around so everything stays in the liquid, I will do that, or I'll add more beef broth. So this is where you add your sprig of rosemary. Like I said, I don't have one. There we have it. We're gonna cook that for 6 to 8 hours on low. So now that my animals are fed, my dinner's in the crock pot, I'm having my coffee. See you guys later. We are a little over halfway done, and there's a good sign. Meat has fallen off the bone, but I've been shifting them around so they're all in the juice and basting them. Absolutely delicious. I probably could add more liquid, but it's looking really good and smells amazing. All right, they are done. I shut the crock pot off a while ago, and let me show you the vegetables. We are almost ready for dinner, and what I wanted to show you in addition to the crock pot is rosemary and garlic smashed potatoes. I took all of my tiny little potatoes, cut off any bad spots, cut off any green parts, and these are all the tiny ones you can't peel. And we're gonna put them out on a cookie sheet, and we're gonna pat them with a paper towel. My oven is preheated to 425, and I'm gonna use a meat tenderizer to smash my potatoes. You can use a jar. You can use anything you have on hand. I happen to have this. I'm not worried about them being perfect. I just want to use all these up. And quite honestly, I love it when you get all the little crispy pieces. So a lot of people don't smash them as much as I do. I like them this way. And my mixture is olive oil, garlic and rosemary, salt and pepper. I used freshly ground pepper, garlic from our garden. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of brush this over the potatoes. You probably could have added potatoes and carrots in the crock pot, but we wanted to use all these up, and they're really good. And again, I'm going to do this really liberally and let them cook until they are nice and crisp. There you have it. They're all smashed on the cookie sheet. We are going to put these in the oven for about 20 minutes. I'm at a higher altitude, so probably more like 25 or 30, just until they are good and crisp. And I completely forgot to add the freshly shredded Parmesan cheese. So I'm doing that now. Good thing my husband came in and reminded me as I was putting it in. All right, we've got it all plated up. They fell right off the bone. They are so moist and tender looking. It's amazing. The potatoes are nice and crispy. So let's give it a taste test.
Very good, very tender. They come right apart. That was a very good recipe for the beef short ribs. We've smoked them in the past and then braised them afterwards, but this is by far in the crock pot much better than the past ones we've done. Very good.
Awesome. Well, let's eat. Well, there you have it, y'all. Delicious, fall off the bone. And I'm actually going to save the bones and make some bone broth with it. So that'll be very exciting. Thanks for coming along today. And don't forget to check the description box for all the other information I mentioned. I'll also have a link to the playlist below. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.